Welcome to the Morning Mindset Podcast with me, Craig Skelton. Each day we kick off your morning with positivity, actionable insights, and the motivation you need to conquer the day ahead. Whether you're looking to develop a positive mindset, a habit of persistence, or simply start your day on the right foot, this podcast is your daily dose of inspiration and practical advice. So today we're continuing on this week's theme about habits, and this morning's podcast is about creating new habits. Whether you're looking to start exercising, eating more healthier, or improve your productivity, building new habits is the cornerstone of any lasting change. So first, let's clarify exactly what a habit is. Well, a habit is a behavior that we perform automatically, often without even thinking about it. It's something that's become so ingrained in our routine. So think about brushing your teeth, for instance. You do it every day, probably at the same time, without much thought or effort, really. This is the power of habits. They make behaviors automatic, freeing up mental energy for other tasks. So why is it so important to create new habits? Well, habits are building blocks of our daily lives. They shape our actions and ultimately our outcomes as well. If you have good habits like regular exercise or healthy eating or consistency within your work and your work goals, you're likely to achieve more and feel better about everything. But conversely to that, if you don't have good habits, they don't serve you well, like procrastination and unhealthy eating, they can hold you back. So creating new habits can help you break free from old patterns that no longer work for you and help you establish routines that are aligned with your goals and your values. It's about taking control of your life one small step at a time. So how do we create new habits? Understanding the science behind habit formation can give us valuable insights. According to research, habits are formed through a process I talked about yesterday known as the habit loop. 3 parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. So the first thing is the cue. This is the trigger that initiates the behavior. It can be a specific time of day or an emotional state or in a particular location as well. Then the routine, this is the behavior itself, the action you want to turn into a habit. And then there's the reward. This is the benefit you get from performing the routine. Reinforces the behavior, it's more likely that you will do it again. So understanding this loop is crucial because it allows you to manipulate these elements to create new habits. So let's break down, for example, suppose you want to start a habit of running every single morning. So get your kit out the night before, next to your bed, make it eat, do that the night before. That is the cue. The routine is then get up, go for a run as soon as you wake up. And the reward is that treating yourself as soon as you've done something, whether that's a coffee, health, whatever the reward is. So it's that endorphin boost that comes from exercise. Enjoy that. And as with everything with habits, it's about starting small and being consistent. So one of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to create new habits is going too big too soon. It's important to start small and be consistent. If your goal is to read more, don't start with an hour of reading each day. Instead, just begin with 5 or 10 minutes. That's fine. It might seem insignificant, but it's not about the amount of time you're reading. It's about building the routine. Because consistency is key. It's better to do something small every single day than go big once in a while. This consistency helps reinforce the habit loop and making the new behavior feel far more automatic over time. What you can do is use the 2-minute rule. So that's one strategy that I know is helpful for some people when they're looking to create new habits. Starting small with the 2-minute rule, which is part of the James Clear book about atomic habits, which if you've not read is an absolutely amazing book. And the idea about the 2-minute rule is to scale down any new habit to just 2 minutes. So start meditating, just do it for 2 minutes. Do you want to start writing, journaling? Just write for 2 minutes. The 2-minute rule works because it makes the habit so easy that you can't say no. So once you start, you often find that you naturally want to continue beyond the 2 minutes. But even if you don't, you've still done something, and that's all that matters. Another important aspect of creating new habits is to make them enjoyable. If you dread the habit, you're less likely to stick at it. Find ways to make the new habit fun and rewarding. Listen to favorite music or podcast while you're exercising. Eat healthy at the end of it, or to make sure they've got something to look forward to after you've done your workout. If the habit itself isn't enjoyable, try to pair it with something that is. This can create the positive association and make the habit more appealing. And also as well, it's important to track your progress. Tracking your progress can be incredibly motivating. Keeping a habit journal or use a habit tracking app, which is plenty of those out there, to record your progress. Seeing those check marks and tick boxes and can add up to giving you the sense of accomplishment and motivating you to keep going. Another aspect is about being patient. Creating new habits takes time and effort. It's a process, and it's okay to slip occasionally. What's important is to get back on track. Understand that building new habits it's a journey, not a sprint. It's also as well about the power of identity. One powerful way to reinforce new habits is to tie them to your identity. Instead of saying, I want to exercise more, say, I'm someone who exercises regularly. That subtle shift in language can change the way you see yourself and make it easier to adapt, make it easier to adopt the new behavior that you're looking to become habitual. And so when you identify as someone who performs the habit, it becomes part of who you are. It becomes the makeup of you, not just something you do. It's who you are. This identity-based approach can provide like a strong, solid foundation for a lasting change. It's also about habit stacking, which I'll come on to later in this week in about podcast. But another effective technique is habit stacking, a concept, again, in the James Clear book, which if you've not read, please do. But habit stacking involves linking a new habit to an existing one that you have. The existing habit acts as the cue for the new habit. So for example, if you already have a habit of drinking coffee every morning, you could stack a new habit onto it, like journaling for 5 minutes while you drink your coffee. By linking the new habit to an established one, you're leveraging the existing neural pathway, makes it easier to adopt. By linking the new habit to the existing one, you're making it easier to adopt the new behavior. Also as well, the environment matters. Don't underestimate the power of your environment. Your surroundings can have a huge impact on your habits. Making your environment conducive to your habits. Make your environment conducive to the habits you want to create. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with the right foods. If you want to read more, place books around the house where you can easily see them. Sometimes small changes in your environment can lead to significant change in your behavior. Make it easy for yourself to perform the new habit and difficult to engage in habits you're trying to break. So that's it. That's today's podcast, Creating New Habits. Creating new habits is a powerful way to take control of your life and achieve your goals. Remember to start small. It's about being consistent and make it enjoyable. Use a 2-minute rule to track and make sure you track your progress as well, and be patient with yourself. Tie new habits to your identity and use habit stacking, and think about your environment to set yourself up for your success. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. I hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring. Please leave any comments or feedback. Subscribe to the Morning Mindset podcast and have an amazing day. Stay motivated, stay focused, stay positive, and don't forget to run your own race.